To me, look.
Oh, that one.
Oh, hello. Where have they come from? They came out of nowhere here.
Oh, this one's adorable.
Hello.
Hey, bud. Oh, and he's got a little scarf on.
It must be boiling.
I don't know where the dogs have come from. Seagulls and dogs. It must be the Granville Island in Vancouver. This is one of my favourite places in the world. Oh, he keeps knocking me in. Look, he wants another. He wants another one. Wants another stroke. And this has got so many memories for me. This place, because in the early days, it was in the 1990s, late 1990s. I came to Vancouver, and it was something that kept me going, because at the time no one wanted to know. I was talking to terribly small audiences. I mean, almost nobody, speaking in people's front rooms and stuff. And people were saying to me, "You're only doing it for the money." Yeah, okay, yeah. I'm flying from place to place and talking in someone's front room. I'm going to do it for the money. You're right. But I came to Vancouver, and it was different. And I want to pay tribute to a guy who lived here, and came with me to Granville Island, which is this little island in the middle of Vancouver. Down that way, down the river, you've got going out to sea in Vancouver Island. Granville Island is a place with lovely little shops. Yeah, the seagulls are around it. It's very different, very unique, and very organic. Nothing corporate about it. Well, mostly. Anyway, we used to come here, me and Joseph Duggan. I remember having travelled around America in 96, something like that, yeah. Talking to nobody. And Joseph had contacted me in England and asked me to speak in Vancouver. And I turned up. I remember I actually came into Vancouver on Vancouver Island, a place called Victoria. And it was kind of it was a forerunner of things to come, because I got stopped by immigration, which I've actually done in Canada many times since. I mean, so many times. They invited me to the Christmas party, and I arrived eventually. I got met by Joseph, and he's driving me in, and his hands started shaking and the wheels started shaking, and I thought there's something wrong with the car. You know how the car shakes sometimes when it's something wrong with it. But it was Joseph, and he had Parkinson's disease. I think it had come from actually a car accident he'd had. I can't be sure on that. I seem to remember that. But he had this Parkinson's disease, and he used to shake, because periods of really vigorous shaking that his body went on. But Joseph was an extraordinary human being, unfortunately no longer with us. And despite the incredible challenge he had with his health, he did amazing things. And he'd put on an event here for me in a hotel, and there were 250 people turned up, I remember. And it was in a room of 250 people. I'm talking to a full room. What? And there's more than 3 rows. Oh my God. And it was such a boost to my effort to keep going, even though it seemed to be going nowhere. What am I doing this for? But something was driving me on, but that really gave me such a boost. And I came back the next year, and there was 350 people. The next year, 750 people. The next year, 1,000 people. And then the morons who think they're liberal, but the absolute epitome of it, called progressives, they kicked in. trying to stop me speaking. And a bloke called Richard Warman from the other side of Canada, from Ottawa, was at the forefront of trying to stop me speaking. Because they believe in freedom of speech and freedom. And it's a long time, therefore, since I've come back until this week in Toronto and Vancouver. But, you know, when I think of my experiences in Vancouver, particularly, where you've come here and it all seems totally lost, it's going nowhere. What's the point of doing what you're doing? And you get this boost and to keep going. And then you start making strides, particularly in this city, where although there are lots of progressive, you know, up their own backside people, there are a lot of awake people as well. And you have this massive effort to silence you. But you keep going, you keep going, you keep going, and you come back and you overcome it. It's kind of just a reminder that no matter how bad things are, how hopeless things seem to be, if you keep putting one foot in front of the other, and you will not accept no for an answer, you won't accept being stopped, there's always a way round it, then you can overcome anything. And I would say to people, not just in the area that I operate in, but in life in general, you know, I remember my father when I was a kid. He said to me, you're only finished in life when you sit down in a chair and say to yourself, I'm finished. Until then, it doesn't matter what people say about you, what people say to you, what people do, what people don't do. You're never finished until you accept to yourself that that's what the situation is. And it's kind of a reminder as I've come back here that if you keep going and you keep walking towards where you want to go, there'll be setbacks and there'll be ups and downs and there'll be people trying to get in the way. But in the end, if you don't give up, then there's nothing that can stop you.
Ooh, the dog's back.